awake. We're all awake. So I want to know, why are you guys awake? I know why I'm awake. And I'm going to sit here for a bit because I'm waiting for these numbers to come in here. It lets me know like how many people are on. Made myself a cup of water, hot water with some honey and lemon in it. And yet I can't sleep. It's been a hell of a day. Boy, I tell ya. So in the UK, it's like 8 o'clock in the morning. And here in the United States, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. And a lot of people are experiencing insomnia right now. Just having a hard time sleeping. Can't relax. We're all cooped up. We're trying to figure out exactly, how to, how to do more than just cope. So let me let people know here. I'm live streaming. Let's chat. Let's see, I gotta type real quick here. What's a hashtag? There's one called isolated but not alone. I think that's so true. Isolated and not alone. You know what's really interesting though right now is that a lot of people kind of feel like you are. So I'm trying to figure things out here where I'm streaming at different times, so that way we can connect, and that way people are feeling like we're more than connected. Someone had said the other day that I really feel like when you're talking to me that I'm talking to you, and while I'm looking at this little circle thing, I really am talking to you. So I wonder if what would be helpful is if we did a mindfulness exercise. What do you think? So I can tell you right now that Cheez-It box has got my name on it. And if I don't get myself to sleep, I'm going to eat some Cheez-Its. And I don't want to do that. What I really want to do is just get a good night's sleep. Get a good night's sleep. Okay, so what other hashtags can I put on here? I just want to make sure that people are seeing that we're there, right? Because that's what's important. All right, cool. Let's see. Hey, hi. How's it going? How's it going, Spaceman Peace? Why are you up? What kind of challenge are you having right now? Why are you awake? We're all having some challenges sleeping right now. And I thought about maybe we do a mindfulness exercise. See how it goes. You know what happens when I do a mindfulness exercise with clients? They usually fall asleep. Perhaps a good idea is that I record myself, and that way I can... You're in Hawaii. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful, I'm sure. I'm good. Thanks. I'm doing good. A little tired. It's 2 a.m. here. Hawaii, oh my gosh, it must be so beautiful. Never been. But, thanks. I tend to wear short hair. I'm not a long hair kind of girl. But anyway, it's been raining. There's no food. So it's not really, unfortunately. So what are people doing for food? You know, we talked about in another stream about cooking, because I've had people ask about cooking. And I needed to have someone come out this week and take a look at my stove. So the cooking didn't happen this week. But maybe I'll squeeze in another day to get that up and running because people have asked about cooking. So what kind of resources do you have for food? What kind of resources do you have? Is there a place that you can do online ordering? I know a lot of places are out of online ordering right now. So we usually come together and talk about mental health and challenges. But I noticed that a lot of people were up on Twitter. And so to get people to come on over and participate, that way they can get some assistance as opposed to just have a local grocery store. Yeah, we're experiencing the same. Trying to get things delivered is really difficult. So what I've heard from other people is you just keep checking, but it becomes pretty monotonous when you're like checking all the time and you're still, trying to get things accomplished. You didn't eat anything today. Yeah, I didn't eat very much today either. But as I mentioned, I like to cook, and so we had what we call breakfast dinner. So we did breakfast dinner today. It's important to eat though, Got to make sure that your body has nutrients in it. I'm not a nutritionist, but we all know we need to eat. We need to drink water, stay hydrated. Yeah, we still have to be people helping people. Hey, Sky Captain, how's it going? So let me ask you guys, would doing a meditation be helpful? Like a live meditation to help people go to sleep? Kind of wondering what would be helpful right now. I know Saturday we've got an exercise coming. Or maybe what we can do is identify places of where we experience stress. What I found with insomnia is that when we have so much chronic stress, so chronic stress is where we have repeated stress where we're unable to relax and we're unable to have that resiliency piece in there. Yeah, we're unable to have that bounce back component. And what it means is that then our stress will turn into chronic stress. So it's repeated, and there's no break in between, or the break is, yeah, I do have a it was a chat agreement that people sign in order to be here. So people who violate those rules, I'm going to report them. I'll report. Yeah, for sure. Because yes. Because they're, they're not welcome here at all. Let's see. The moderators are actually, let's see, I don't want to show that. You weren't shot down? You weren't shot down. The shot down is that the people who usually do the moderating are actually sleeping right now. but Sky Captain had offered to do moderation. So I'm not really sure how to actually do that. Anyway, so I was talking about stress and being chronic stress. And when we don't have that space between stress and another stressful situation. So right now we're just getting like, stress and stress and stress and stress, and then becomes chronic stress. And we don't have the space to relax. Sometimes we'll get a moment to relax, but the time isn't long enough for us to bounce back, which then that in-between space-time is called resiliency. What happens is our adrenaline is on overtime, and our mind is overworking, and we just can't sleep because we can't relax. And I find that I'm experiencing that right now with myself. Something really weird happened today too. Usually I'm much better, obviously, because this is the field that I'm in handling stress. But I was in another part of the house today, and my daughter got really excited about making this wind ensemble thing, and she screamed in the house, and I felt my body just like get super tense. And I thought, holy crap, I mean, how much more of this are we going to be able to handle? So I'm noticing it with myself as well. And a lot of the things, yeah, I've experienced panic attacks too. So what do you do? What do you do for those? How do you help yourself? Have you learned, like, if you go to techniques? One thing that I find that when I'm experiencing a panic attack is putting my hand on my chest and another one on my stomach. It lets me know that, and then I also repeat the phrase, everything's okay. I'm okay. I know what's happening here. Everything's okay. I'm gonna be okay. And I always look at the clock because I want to know what time it is, and I want to know how long it lasts. It's always really difficult, especially when you're alone. Yeah, I meditate a lot now too. I did a nice meditation earlier today. But again, I'm finding like my go-tos are really struggling. It reminds me of when you're driving like a stick shift, and you're riding the clutch and you can hear the engine. You know what I'm talking about? Like you're literally riding the clutch. So you're going between accelerator and clutch, right? And there's that tension moment. And that's how I feel right now. So is kava something that you drink then? I usually drink, have you heard of Cali Foss? It's a cellular salt. I find if I have the cellular salt that I get really super relaxed, but relaxed to the point where like I want to just go to bed, and it's really hard for me to get motivated to do anything else. It relaxes me too much. Ah, cool. Well, that's awesome. I've never heard of it. Is it kava kava? I'll have to look at it. Awesome. Nice. So, well, I thought we'd do a meditation. I find this interesting. So there's a bunch of people on Twitter who want to chit chat, but they're not willing to go over to Twitch. Can't figure that out. Why not? So what are you going to do about groceries since it's just us? What are you going to do about groceries? You're going to like get some ordered? Do they ever say when there's another shipment that's going to come in, or what do they say for that? I think it's important to have a plan. Do you usually write out like your grocery list ahead of time? Just moving stuff around. We're talking about grocery shopping and being prepared. There's no delivery. Oh, do they ever like tell you when the deliveries are? Like notifications? Sometimes I get a notification to let me know. I'm waiting for like this one product is it's not like something. Yeah, they are, aren't they? Twitter and Twitch are two very different platforms. You're absolutely correct. See, the reason why I thought about moving things over to Twitch is because I wanted to find something that was more, I would say personal, but like uh interactive. And that would be a little bit different and not so static like Twitch or Twitter. But what I'm thinking about is that I should just have everything as a live stream on YouTube, only because the gamer world and the gamer culture and the gamer behaviors on these platforms is incompatible with what I think things should be like. It's very can be very abusive, even with I mean, I've got like a this bot moderator thing, and of course, you put up the little box of if you want to join this chat, this feed. Yeah, there's just a lot of trolls, yeah, for sure. So while the live stream is really cool, to be here, there's just it's not all right. So I'm just testing it out and thinking that right now I'm testing it out and think I might give it another week. No, that's not what I said. But anyway, so let me look through some of the comments here. So let me ask you a question, Sky Captain, since it seems like you know both platforms. I think you know what I'm trying to accomplish. So what's your opinion on that? Be interesting. Maybe we can talk offline. Yeah. What does this say? Let me see. Just need moderators and you can set the chat to have to be followed for 10 minutes first. You don't like Twitter. Why don't you like Twitter? You know what I'm trying to do again is that Twitter is just really static. It's like you can sit there and type and then there's ways of having this conversation. What it reminds me of is instead of like getting off your chair and going to talk to somebody, you just have like this instant message with your cubicle neighbor. It's like, why don't you just talk to one another? And when you do talk to each other, then you find out that there's other things that you can do. Twitter is full of boomers. There you go. I feel like it's mostly pretty toxic. It can be, especially for mental health. That's for sure. I will admit that. I stay away from that kind of drama, though, very political. Yeah, it can be, especially right now. That's for sure. That's for sure. So, what do you think about yeah, no, my kids are gamers. I mean, I don't have any issues with gamers. What I have an issue with is culture and behaviors. If it's, inappropriate, well then it doesn't have any place on this stream because the stream is about helping people with mental health. The stream isn't about, abusive behaviors or some of the things that you see. So, Sky Captain, again, question. You know what I'm trying to do? Not sure if that this is the right platform to do that on. I'm thinking that maybe going back to YouTube might be the appropriate thing to do. But then again, we'll see. Perfect. I'm sure you have opinions that you'll be glad to share. See? You're finding a niche. It's really cool. All right. So let me ask you guys this question. I love it when someone will say, Like, what is it that I can do to make things better? Because right now, like I said, it's like almost 2:30 in the morning. Some people it's only 9, but we're all up, and what are we struggling with? I mean, why are you struggling to go to sleep? I disagree, and I think it's a fantastic idea. Wait, what do you think is a fantastic idea? Being here on this platform? Let me see, what do you think? And I want to help. Okay, we can DM each other and see what we got going there. Okay, hang on a second. I can't read these. Oh my God. You know, it's really funny. When I get tired, I start laughing like a little girl. It's ridiculous. And I want to stay focused because my whole thing was to help you guys out here, but I can't read this thing here. Okay, I can't even tell you what emoji that is. All right, so you think it's a great idea, right? You think it's what is a fantastic idea? What's its? Being on both platforms, being on this platform, talking about insomnia, asking you why you're up still. Aren't you on the East Coast? I think you're on East Coast, right? Oh, it's an emu. No way. I went to Eastern Michigan University. That's pretty funny. It's an emu. Why would you pick an emu? Out of all emoji animals, why an emu? Can't analyze that one. But that's interesting. I've never had anybody give me an emu before. See, if I was to do something, let's see, what kind of emoji would I give you guys? I don't know. I'd probably just do a smiley face. Yes, Eastern Michigan, like as in Detroit. I'm a native Detroiter. Yeah, I'm from Detroit. Born and raised. And Spaceman, you're out in Hawaii, right? Okay. Cool. See? Comments like that. I don't think that's a serious comment. And if I had a moderator here, like my son, and then that would be like eliminated, right? Anyway, what besides that, why are people up? Okay, cool. You're gonna DM me on Twitter then? Just type. Do I have to type? Oh. Oh, hold on a second. Like that? I don't know if I did it correctly. Oh, perfect. Thank you. Oh my gosh, you guys are fantastic. Thank you. But it doesn't, yeah, Nightbot came up, right? No, I did not. Okay, so yeah, I did that. Oh, do you have to do the / and a space? Hold on a second. I gotta remember this person's name. They're so not important. I can't even remember their fucking name. Ah, how's that? Correct? Oh, it's a command. There you go. You guys are great. Thank you so much. So let's see if I got it this time. Did you see it? Every command needs a / Oh, for heaven's sake. Wow, this is really horrible. I mean, honest to goodness. I mean, don't they have anything else to do with themselves? Here's what I think. Okay? If we took all of the people who behaved in this way, all their energy that they put into here, think about all the wonderful things that we could accomplish. I mean, really. And it amazes me that there are people who think it's okay to do that. You know what I'm saying? There's a / timeout in the seconds to be timed out also. I have no idea what that means. No idea. I'll have to research that. So let me ask you, why are you guys here? What do you want to learn? What can I do to help you? I'm going to turn into a pumpkin by 3 o'clock. Welcome to Twitch. So here's the sitch. I need to mind my adult language because I don't want to offend people with swearing. Imagine staying up this late just to troll. I know. Really? Okay. Setting a 10-minute wait for chatting after following is a good way to avoid those people. So do you mean, does that mean like the video will start, like the stream will start 10 minutes and then after the 10 minutes starts, after the 10 minutes passes, then you actually start chatting? It's in your channel settings. Okay. Yeah, I can't imagine staying up this late to troll. I mean, it's kind of like a waste of time. They have to follow you and then they have to wait 10 minutes to be able to chat. Okay, I don't even know what all that means. I'll have to look into it then. Okay, it's in your channel settings. Then just have one mod and you're good. Then just have one mod and you're good. But then you always have to have a moderator, right? You know, I got to be honest with you about something. Being a woman, having a moderator like that is no different than not like being outside and dark by yourself. Right, correct. Okay, that's cool. So the chat's blacked out until 10 minutes has passed. All right. You know, and it is like, why does any person have to live a life like that? I don't really think that I should have to. But unfortunately, I need to be safe. I can't be stupid. So it is what it is, right? Okay, but you guys aren't saying what you need. I appreciate you being here. Appreciate it immensely. Every stream has its trolls. Well, then you know what's going to happen. I'm going to get really impatient. Ooh, look at that. I've gotten 100 messages, eh? Interesting. Let's see. So I got to do a / like that, right? Which is annoying. Okay, I think I'm getting the hang of that, guys. Well, maybe you'll stop by on Saturday and take a look at the mindfulness exercise we're going to do then. You just need to it's okay. I mean, it could be worse, right? I don't know how to do that. What was the question? What do you need today? What do you need right now? Why are you here? What would you like to learn? What can I help you with? Oh, really? Okay. Is that a permanent thing then? Okay, how's that? Like that? Oh, for heaven's sake. I'm going to make all these changes then. Permanent until you revert it. Okay. Just behave yourself. Be nice. Taking a risk here. Now I have a sword. Okay. Literally or figuratively? Oh, cool. Good for you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You know, it's really interesting. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys something. It's really hard for me to ask for help, but I always help people. I did something for somebody this week, It was pretty cool. I won't tell you the details on it, but you know when you make a difference in someone's life, and it literally is a life that you're saving, that's pretty cool. So I thank you very much, Sky Captain. I really do. Yeah, I really do. I don't ask for help very often, but I help people all the time. Let me scroll up in the thing here and see if we have an answer from Spaceman. Now I have a sword. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Oh, you know what I need to do? Okay, so Sky Captain, I'm sorry. Yeah, I know. Sorry. You know what? Okay, how about this? I made a mistake. Okay, let me see if I got this right. Nope, I'm not doing it right. How's that? Is that correct? Did you see it? I typed it in. When you let me know if I did that right? No, you need to use the username. Okay, how do I do it? So, hold on. I meant to do that. I'm sorry. Don't go anywhere yet. Hang on. I thought it was mod. Okay, hold on. Thank you. MOB Sky Captain. Okay. Did you get it? Typo. MOB, right? Is that right? Oh my God. Please don't tell me there's another typo. Yeah, but okay. Oh, I got it. I can see my facial expressions. Who can read me? Okay, now tell me, did you get it? Yeah. Now you got it. Right? It's okay. So now I have to be honest with you, Spaceman. I gotta undo you because I don't know you. Not that I think it's weird, but how do I undo it? I'm asking you how to undo it. Just being honest. How do you do that? Can you tell me? Do I know? I have no idea. Go into settings. Okay, yeah, it worked. Okay, yeah, it worked. Did it? How do you know? Perfect. Perfect. All right, awesome. All right, we're good to go, guys. But you still haven't told me what you need. Wow, look at that. Yes. You did. You tell me what you need. Food and grocery shopping? Gotta give me a break. It's like late. Let me see. Go here. You said you did. Can you tell me again? Yeah, this Twitch is like, I don't know. People aren't very nice here. I mean, you guys are nice. Oh, yes. And that's actually perfect then that you're here because it's exactly why I wanted to create this stream was because it's late at night And a lot of people are up, and sometimes people just don't have people to talk to. How do I deal with PTSD symptoms which are going crazy in lockdown? That's a really good question because I have PTSD. Depends on what the symptom is. Sometimes we get anxiety because we're inside all the time. So one of the things that I do to help myself with feeling of like being closed in is I move to different areas of my home. And I also go, hey Lisa, how's it going? And I go in my garage. So one of the things that I'm working on doing is I have a what do you call that? Help me out. It's the thing a boxing bag, and I'm gonna get my son and we're gonna hang it in hang it by the joist so it can get some physical activity. Depends on what the post-traumatic stress symptom is. What's the symptom? I'm doing really well, thank you. How are you? What's the symptom that you're experiencing? Oh, good. Yeah, staying off of social media, especially, you know, one of the challenges is that we use social media to stay connected, and at the same time, even if we're looking at our phone or our computer screen, we're still in our peripheral vision, seeing content that we don't want to see. So we have to be really careful of what we're viewing and take breaks. Excuse me, take breaks. Yeah. So, what I find for folks and myself, I experience anxiety, that moving slower helps reduce anxiety. So slow movements, slow motions, um, identifying like, does your body temperature change? Do you get chilled, cold or hot? And helping with offsetting those symptoms. Now, depressive symptoms and sadness and depression, I find what works is movement. And there will be times when people will say, well, no, it's okay. We're good. If you know, saying to me, like, get off the couch, I can't get off the couch and I can't move. And I understand how that feels too, because there was a period where I was actually laying on the couch. And sometimes when I find myself getting stuck, I'll say to myself, okay, you have to move. No matter what you're going to do, you need to move. And sometimes it's just me walking around the house because I got to get my mindset straight to figure out, well, what is it that I'm working on right now? So it all depends on what the symptom is. Yeah, it can be very paralyzing. Very, very paralyzing. And don't get me wrong, the movement can be something so simple, meaning simple as in it doesn't have to be like, ooh, I'm going to go hit the gym, that kind of thing, even though I know right now we can't hit the gym. But for some people, it can literally mean going to the drawer in the kitchen or the silverware's at and taking the silverware out and putting it back in one by one. It's the action and the movement that helps redirect the brain when we're feeling depressed and we experience depression. Because what makes it worse is staying paralyzed and staying stuck. Yep, just getting up and walking around helps. Absolutely. Absolutely. And the same thing so if you remember when you go to a gym or something, you see all these people doing these aerobic classes, right? And they're all like, they're on their treadmill and they're going super, super fast. I look at that and I think to myself, if you've got anxiety, that is like not helpful, because what it does is it amplifies the anxiety because you're moving and moving and moving and moving, where an anxious person needs to slow it down And a person with depression needs to take slow movements, slow movements and then build it up. So maybe walking around the house, or doing a simple task, folding clothes, not a whole basket, but just take it one step at a time. And the cool thing about when we take movement and action with depression, and we start with simple tasks, and we have a sense of fulfillment, that oh my gosh, look, I completed this. That sense of elation. And that actually helps also offset depression. Let's see. Depression hasn't been such a problem for me recently, but I know how debilitating it can be. Yeah, it can be. And right now we're really struggling. I mean, there's a lot of people that are struggling, which is another reason why I'm doing this thread. All right. I don't think I'm going to make it till 3 o'clock, guys. I actually got to be up. I got a webinar tomorrow morning I got to do. It's more of the OCD that's the biggest thing right now. Okay. So tonight, let's say I gave myself tasks to focus on my mind, took pictures of an old drawing and worked on the graphics using old phones apps. It really slowed me down. Yeah, it can. It's really nice when we can. And the other thing is we're getting ourselves organized. Let me go back to this here real quickly. So what are some of the challenges that with OCD right now? Can you give me a couple examples? Let's see, there's someone else here. Oops. Sorry, I got what is this here? Still locked down. Yeah. That happens where we've got, right, so we get flashbacks from, I will say that, yes, I can see how people are experiencing a lot of flashbacks right now because of the isolation. So if a person was abused as a child or was in an abusive situation or relationship, the isolation can certainly bring flashbacks. So what are you doing to, everybody's at different places with their awareness and their healing and their journey of mental health. And so with the flashbacks, what kind of work have you done? Have you done like identify what the flashback is, identify what the root is, and then how to move from a reaction to a response? I don't take any medication. I've never taken any medication. Oh, meditation. Sorry. Yes. Meditation helps me a lot. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. You guys are really gracious right now. Okay. Let's see what your chat comments are here. Meditation helps me a lot, as does food, of all things. So like if I'm not eating well, then I really don't feel very well. If there's foods that I know I shouldn't be eating because it just doesn't agree with me, then I really find that it offsets everything from my emotions to how my physical body feels to, my cognitive ability to process information. Okay, let's take a look and see. Yeah, counting things, so OCD, it sounds like is compensating for anxiety. It's almost like when one of our senses gets taken away, then the other sense gets heightened. And so it sounds like that OCD is traits they're trying to make a comeback to overcompensate and cope for the anxiety. So maybe with that situation, have you tried doing like stop, start, stop, start, stop? So you notice something's happening, and then we take a pause. And you can count like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then restart again. Have you heard about that technique? Yep. all of that, and nothing's helping. Nothing's helping. With Kath, is it the replacement of the reaction with the response that's not helping? Let's see. Or maybe it could possibly be, and I don't know. You know, we have so many different flashbacks. What about taking one flashback at a time, and when the other ones come up, you can say something like, okay, you know what? I'm going to set this aside. I know that it's there, and I'm going to take this one first. And the one that we take first is the one that's diminish any of them, but the smaller one. So it wasn't, for me, it wouldn't have been the actual primary abuser. It would have been a secondary abuser. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, the cat. Yeah, got her claws clipped today. Yeah, that's a tough one. Getting gross, yes. So there are some people who are posting on Twitter actually about, you know, when you get your groceries delivered, well, what am I going to get today? I don't know if anybody saw that somebody had ordered walnut bread and a substitution at Tesco was an octopus. They didn't have any walnut bread, so they sent an octopus. It made me laugh. That's happened to me. The heck did I get? Oh yeah, I ordered rutabagas and I got purple turnips. The hell am I going to do with purple turnips? So I was trying to make homemade shepherd's pie. Freaking turnips. I needed rutabagas. Oh my gosh. Yes, I know. Walnut bread. And I've actually shopped at Tesco. So for me, it makes it even more funny. Okay, let me look at your let me look at your chat stuff here, guys. All right, so let's see. Yeah, I had the same thing too. So what's helpful with, is it helpful to say to yourself, like, you know, have you done any inner child work, Kath, or maybe talking to your inner child and letting her know that, you know, I'm an adult right now and I know that I have those feelings, and how would you then take care of her? You know, have you done any inner child work at all? Let's see. Yeah, panic attacks. The other thing that I do when I get a panic attack, I know I mentioned that I do this. I put my hand on my chest and then on my stomach, because the actual touch and knowing that I can feel something is helpful to me. But the other thing that I do is I'll tap on my knees, and I think I can get the camera down here, but it's more like I'll put my hands here, like pretend my knees are here, and I'll be like, I just want to barely touch my knees, and I don't go fast because fast is not good for me, but I keep a rhythm, like a cadence, and I tap my knees. So for me, a panic attack is, I need to know that I'm here and I'm not there. And the best way for me to do it is to for touch. Let me see. You have allergies, okay. Yeah, you know, so have you ever tried mindful eating? And I don't mean mindful eating like, oh, I've got the raisin in my mouth and I know that the raisin's there, and oh, I can feel its ridges and everything. I mean mindful eating in the sense of you eat something and you identify, you know, how does it affect your mindset? How does it affect your emotions? How does it affect your physical body, your energy? Should really get into that. Yeah. Okay. So Does establishing certain rooms of the house help then? Like a safe place, like making one room, one area of your house decorated in any way that you want with all of the objects that you want so you know it's your safe place. Do you have a room like that in your house? It's okay, don't worry about it. Okay, spaceman. Thanks for joining in tonight. You have a good night, eh? Appreciate you being here. If you follow, then you'll know the next time I'm up. All right, you have a good night, eh? I've got to head to sleep. It's almost 3 o'clock in the morning. All right. Oh, thanks for moderating. Let's see, what are you saying, Lisa? Have to ask, since my mind has created it, what does my mind want? So am I processing? There's a stupid little chat box, right? It's not a chat, it's like a comment thing for the restream, and it's like right in the way of the arrow. So I gotta navigate against this thing. So sorry, guys. That's true. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate your help tonight. You get some good rest, eh? What about, I'm just throwing out some suggestions and things. Have you ever tried like a weighted blanket? Or, I keep, hey, how's it going? So like, I keep things around me that are, they provide safety and comfort for me. What provides safety and comfort for you? So no matter where you're at, you can always have like your little things with you. See you later, spaceman. Okay, not a problem, Lisa. Thanks for showing up, eh? Oh, thanks. Yay, I know. Well, I thought that I would stay up and see where people were at because there's a lot of people on Twitter right now, and I'm trying to get those people over from Twitter to be on the Twitch feed. Your fur babies. Okay. So are they real fur babies, or are they, like real cats and dogs and stuff like that, or are they stuffed animals, or so if you have things that we know that provide us comfort and we're having a flashback, the things that provide us comfort. Thanks, Lisa. Have a good night too. Yes, I'll get some sleep soon. I told myself 3 o'clock and I'm going to bed. Yes, they're real. Okay, that's cool. Maybe it means taking some time and just spending some time with your fur babies. And having things around you then, is it the actual petting of them? Because I do know that, pets are oxytocin producers, which is one of the happy hormones. And maybe doing more things with them. So if you're experiencing, so let me just ask you, is it a cat or a dog? That'll help me out right now. If it's a cat, they've got like those little like feather things, and you can always play with them, right? If it's a dog, you can throw the ball to the dog or the squeaky toy, or even pet them and just take a few minutes each time. Maybe what it means is establishing a new routine where, every hour, a dog and 2 cats. Oh, maybe it means that more frequently. Remember how I was mentioning to the other guy that was on here just a minute ago about depression and like OCD, that we take when we have depression, that movement is really important. Well, we just can't like jump and go do something. You can't leap from here and go here. You have to take incremental steps. And what happens is then we feel better because we're experiencing a success and a win and a success and a win. So when we have a setback, then the setback isn't so harsh because we've had a success and a win and a success and a win. And then, oh shit, I had a setback. It's okay. We get back up, we start again. So maybe it means the same thing where we start small and we have a new routine, which is, okay, in the morning, I'm going to get up and I'm going to take my meds. I'm going to make the coffee. And while the coffee's brewing or while the water kettle's brewing, I'm going to go pet my cats and my dog and spend just a few moments with them. And then I'll go back and get my tea brewing or my coffee done. And then I'll pet them again. And then I go and or it doesn't even have to be petting. You can even just, talk to them. I mean, I talk to my dog all the time. I did something to Max today, the poor thing. I made him drop his toy, gave him a command, and then gave him another command and told him to sit. And he's looking at me like, what? What did I do? And then when he got done, he was all like wagging and everything. But the point of the matter is if we take those incremental steps and we do petting, we talk to them, we have more interaction with our animals, and then we see how that helps us feel. And, animals are very intuitive. Have you ever talked to your animals about, I don't know if you're an external processor, but they paralyze you physically and are very hard to interrupt them. Okay, I can understand that. So maybe it means taking an even smaller step. So maybe it means before we get movement, we sit and our pets come to us. I can tell you, I know if I sit down on the floor, Max is eventually going to come up to me and like start rubbing all over me. And, cats like to do that. And maybe that's what it means, that you sit and then your animals come to you and then you take action from there. What other techniques have you tried with the flashbacks? Have you tried like a container technique? What kind of things have you tried? Aw, that's so sweet. Aren't animals wonderful? They really are. Are your pets rescue pets, or how old are your pets? I know there's a lag and delay in that. That's okay. I'm going to scroll up here for a second because I was looking at something here before. Oh, that's nice. I know, isn't it wonderful? Don't you sometimes wonder? Max is a rescue too. I always say that, I rescued him, but he really rescued us. So wonderful. So wonderful. I know other people here too have pets. Let me go up here in the chat thing here. There's some commands that I want to look at that I put in from earlier. So what other techniques have you tried? I have to tell you, when I first, let's see, they are the best medicine, healing for the soul. In the beginning, Kath, they were flashbacks that, man, they used to just stop me in my tracks. I'd be like, why am I remembering this? What's interesting, isn't it, that there are things that you want to remember that you can't, and that the shit that you can remember, you just don't want to remember? That happens. Not as much for me as it used to, though. I mean, there have been some flashbacks that have, been like, why am I remembering that? Um, but I should knock on wood or something. I haven't had anything lately that's like been one of the ones before that stopped me in my tracks that I wanted just to lay on the couch for like a few days. But if you can share, even if on DM too, on Twitter, if you tell me what some of the things that you've tried, I can go and look and see what other things that there are for suggestions because they're constant and they floor you. Okay, are you working with somebody with those right now? Constant. Can understand that. I know there's a delay with the web. That's okay. Just want you to know I'm still here listening. And are they the same ones or are they different ones all the time? Sometimes people will say, no, it's the same flashback over and over and over. And others will say, you know what, they're random. Let's see what this is. I wonder why there's such a delay. Maybe it's because it's actually, let's see, 9 o'clock over there and it's still 3. Okay. Okay, great. It's great. I didn't see this, by the way. I know that sometimes people just want to talk. Kath, if you give me a few things, I'll go ahead and look up some other techniques. And okay, they do repeat, but you have different ones. All right. Well, that'll be a task for me to do. And if you're interested, I'd be more than happy to do that. And then we can do an entire session on flashbacks, like one of the Twitter chats, or even I can do a special stream specifically on techniques and yeah, for sure, and flashbacks. I'm just thinking like when I first started, I'm like a seek to understand person. So I always wanted to know why. And there was this book that I read. Um, it was really hard to read this book. Let me tell you what the name of it is. So here's the thing. The book, it's about narcissism and relationships with your mother, right? So Narcissistic Mother was the name of that book. Just give me a second here, please. And I got to tell you something. When I ordered this book at our bookstore, I felt so much shame going into the bookstore. I'm not kidding you. You remember when you were a young woman, right? And you first started menstruating and you had to go buy your supplies? Remember that first time? Oh my God. You felt like everybody was looking at you. I felt like everybody knew, oh, there she is. I'm not kidding you. I hated that feeling. It was awful. And so what I did was I ordered the book so I could just pick it up behind the counter. And I really did. I felt like everybody knows that this is me. Like the spotlight was on me. But the book is called Will I Ever Be Good Enough? And it's by Carl McBride. And reading this book was like, it felt like it was my whole story, you know? Like And the weird part about it is, okay, don't laugh, okay? I'm not a lay on the couch kind of person. I'm really not. And I was just couldn't get off the couch. And I was watching Dr. Phil of all things. I don't watch shit like that. But this author was on. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I'm going to type it out. So the book's name is, it says, Will I Ever Be Good Enough? And you can buy it on eBay, and they've got it on Amazon. The point is that this book, even though let's just say that it wasn't a narcissist, um, the book has information in there that will help you understand what differently than Bessel van der Kolk's book of the body keeps a score. His book's more clinical. This is just like a person who's talking about different things, different ways of processing. Because what I find too is that, well, I'm a seek to understand person, people's minds, why we struggle so much is because we're trying to make sense of all this. While we're emotional beings, we're also logical beings too. That's why we've got two hemispheres of our brain. The left hemisphere that's trying to figure it out, and the right hemisphere that's saying, yeah, but I feel this way, trying to figure it out. But yeah, I feel this way. Okay, when you get both of them together, it's, I feel this way. Yes, you feel this way because of this. Oh, thanks for helping me understand. Anytime. That's how the two parts work together. But sometimes people are stuck in that I'm trying to understand, I'm trying to understand, I'm trying to understand, I'm trying to understand, which is this side, right, the left side. Or I'm so emotional, I'm so emotional, I'm so emotional. I want my feelings recognized first. No, I just want to be understood. What we want to do is we want to have both parts there. So let me write this out here so you can see it. It's an excellent book. I have read that book so many times, and there's all kinds of writing in that book. Different times of my journey, really. And there have been times where I've gone back too, because I'm like, nah, I remember that. I'll go back and I'll look in the book, and then I write. There's other things that I've written in there. You're welcome, absolutely. Okay, so we'll do an episode then on flashbacks and techniques for flashbacks, for sure. Let me just make sure I got the streaming stuff done here. Yeah, I like to understand both too. I had to make a decision yesterday, and I was all emotional. I couldn't get myself to be in the analytical side. What's helpful for me is when my emotions get validated, then I can go to the other side. When I'm on the other side is when somebody, like, I get a challenge, like today I wouldn't say it was full blown out triggered, but I got pushed, and not pushed physically, challenged. But this was not a challenge. This was somebody was making a judgment in my own house, and it really pissed me off. I was like, yeah, no, we don't do that. And yeah, I let them have it. I laugh at it now. It's not funny. But yeah, I got to work on that. 'Cause anyway. I say that because we're all a work in progress. I think that we're all lifelong learners. My point is that when one side is being predominant in a situation, we need to validate that side before we can move to the other side. So whether someone's saying I'm seeking to understand with the analysis, and that side needs to be satisfied before, oh, I can be emotional, right? Before I can go to my emotional side. Or, no, I need my emotions validated. Just tell me it's going to be all right. And I hear what you're saying, and validate my emotions, right? And then, oh, I can go and be like, all right, let's think about this logically. Because what happens, here's something interesting. When the side that's predominant in the situation doesn't get validated, do you know that's actually how conflicts happen? People are always like, well, why aren't we getting along? Or why is this happening? What happens is that a person's predominant thinking needs to be validated before they can move forward with something else. It's like when someone says, don't send the email when you're angry. It's like, well, don't make a commitment to go to freaking Vegas and get married. It's the same thing. You know, people get caught up in that particular moment. And the next thing you know, you've got like babies being born, you've got marriages by Elvis Presley in Las Vegas. You've got, you know, the analytical side, you've got purchases that should have never happened. When we take the moment and we validate the emotion, or we validate the logical thinking brain, then the thinking brain can become emotional. Not emotional like as in cry, but attuned to their emotions. And then the emotion side, once it's validated, it can become attuned to its analytical side. And you want both parts of the brain to be functioning. All right, what do we got here? It absolutely makes sense. All right, you guys. Any other last questions right now? Because it's 3:10. Let's type this in there. I need to go to bed. I'm going to do a meditation, and then I'm going to go to sleep. Let's see, what are you saying, Kath? Let me see what you got here. You need to be heard to feel validated. We are both equally. Yes, absolutely makes sense. Perfect. Lovely. All right, you guys. Good morning to you over there across the pond. So, Kath, are you going to make yourself a cup of tea now? How do you have your tea, by the way? Do you do milk and sugar or just milk only? Have you ever tried cream in your tea? Not double cream, but like single cream? I really like the food over there. It's wonderful. And we don't have real rashers either. We had rashers today, but my daughter kept saying that they're fake rashers because they don't look anything like real rashers. All right, you guys. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for showing up. Make sure you follow and try to herbal tea, really. Well, you know, some people don't think that herbal tea is real tea. They think that it's weeds or flowers. I like herbal tea. No milk or sugar. Okay. I like PG tips for tea. And with, I'm not doing sugar so much anymore, but definitely some milk or just straight black. But anyway, thanks for being here. If you know anybody else you might think would find this of value, share it with them. The more people that we can help, the more that we can make sure that they don't feel isolated and they feel like we're part of a, you know, community. So, all right, you guys, have a good night, and we'll stream again. Make sure Saturday too. So Saturday is 5 o'clock UK time, and we're gonna. All you need is a rock and some like paint and markers, like paint pens and marker pens, and we'll do that. All right, have a good night, you guys. Make it a good one.